Hey guys, nice to see you drop by this week. I just really want to quickly give a shout out to Joel Hofer. He was honored in front of his hometown in Winnipeg. He won the gold medal obviously at the World Juniors. If you already haven't heard, you must be living under a rock. But it's nice to see him being honored in his hometown. The Portland Winterhawks goalie has just been outstanding this year, internationally, in league play. The future is looking bright for the Blues prospect. Our first thing here I want to cover though, I want you guys to answer this for me. 5 wins in a row. Who wants to take a stab at who it is? Portland? Lethbridge? Kamloops? Nah, Regina. Albeit 3 of these have gone past 60 minutes and they have been against some weaker opponents like Swift Current. But you gotta look at the positives of this. I mean, they're winning these games without the assets they traded away like Max Paddock and Ty Cole, and I believe those were 2 of their top 3 guys on that team. Instead, some of the Dias started to step up on the score sheet. Guys like Riker Evans and Zach Whiting are on 5 and 6 game point streaks respectively.
Does into the Bronco zone, got Crane in the slot, finds him, he'll shoot, shoulder, St. Poulter, rebound, scores! Riker Evans!
Some of the rookies are even starting to get into the swing of things too, much like Drew Englot. Also give Donovan Buskey some respect. Buddy has won his last 5 starts, a bright patch in a shady season for the Pats. They say revenge is a dish best served cold, and although this game was not televised on Sportsnet, the Red Deer Rebels were able to stick it to Calgary after being embarrassed on national TV last week. Last week they got slammed 5-0 and only put up 14 shots versus the Hitmen. This time around, a 3-0 win. Even if it was only with 18 shots they had on goal, this time it was enough. And give Ethan Anders some credit. Actually, give him a lifetime supply of credit, because he made 41 saves for that shutout, and those were some tough saves he was making there. You'll see in the clip package I got here. I also want to mention Ben King has been putting on quite a performance this week, including a 4-point effort against Lethbridge. The Vernon native has been showcasing his tremendous skill as of late, putting his name back in the hat to be taken higher in the 2020 draft. I don't know if there's any WHL teams out there that watch my videos, but really, I want to say Victoria has been watching them, because they've definitely stepped up their game, because I was just, blasting on them last week how they've been so inconsistent. But they just completely manhandled Kamloops in their 2-game homestand this week. Both were 1-goal games, but they were able to outshoot the Blazers in those 2, and that is a tough feat. Not many teams have done that this season. And some of the guys you got to credit to has got to be Brandon Cutler. He's got 7 goals in his last 4 games. Wow. The Royals are now riding a 4-game point streak out of nowhere, and now that is starting to look very important because the Giants are back, currently on a 7-game point streak. This included a 12-4 spanking over the Americans where 10 separate Giants notched a goal. It's nice to see it isn't just a couple of guys taking accountability for all the scoring. Some notable step-ups have got to be Holden Cancel, Seth Bafaro, and Michael Saznika. Their power play has been extremely hot too. They went 3 for 6 against the Kamloops Blazers' tough penalty kill. Their star players are performing. They're starting to portray that team that they were projected to be at the beginning of the season, and it is exciting to see. But wrapping up that BC division, Kamloops is extremely lucky that they have that buffer zone of what is now only 7 points between them and Victoria. The Blazers have now lost 5 in a row, and their PK and discipline is to blame. Along with their backup goalie Race Ramsey taking charge after Garand's injury, he has not been too strong as a relief goalie as of late. But unsportsmanlike embellishment, boarding, roughing, all the selfish penalties they're taking this week, and then not having Garand in the cage, it's really showing how valuable Garand actually is to this roster, and we still have to wait and see how long he will actually be out for. It can be a real dark time for the Blazers. We're going to move on to a team though that has an injury, but they're proving me wrong. The Winnipeg Ice took their 2 games this week in respectable fashion. Jackson Leopard secured a Hattie vs Moose Jaw in a 5-1 win. Then Liam Hughes stood tall in a 4-1 win over Medicine Hat, 39 saves, and the first star on Saturday night.
Drops to Leopard, the backhand, and the hat trick! Leopard gets it done!
All without Connor McLennan. I know it's one guy, but I thought this team would go into a major slide without him. But I will say occasionally, it feels good to be proven wrong. Medicine Hat is a team I haven't touched on in a while, but it's crazy to see how much their offense struggles without Cole Sillinger. He's been out with a little injury here, he's got an upper body injury, 1 or 2 more weeks to deal with it, but their team's offense has just slipped, and their defense and goaltending is never going to win them games. This is an offensively driven team. And I know they're also in a really tough division, and they're almost secured a tough opponent, most likely against Lethbridge or something in the first round. But this team needs to figure themselves out real quickly, because if they bring this hockey into the playoffs, they are not going to go too far. Speaking of Lethbridge though, they're riding a 4-game win streak, taking out some notable opponents, seeking revenge over Prince Albert, and then beating the Hitmen in the Saddle Dome. A solid week. And they get to go home and play a doubleheader against the Hot Ice. That should be a great matchup next week. And then Spokane is currently on a 5-game win streak of their own, and during this tear, Adam Beckman has taken a stranglehold on the league lead in points. He's now up to 86 points in 51 games, leads the league in most points, goals, power play goals, shots, and points per game. I've said it before and I'll say it again, Minnesota Wild fans, get excited. And finally, to wrap everything up, Portland has become the first team in the WHL to clinch a playoff spot, so round of applause for them. It doesn't take a bold prediction to say this team can win the Ed Chenoweth Cup this spring. Such a built team without any major weaknesses that are really visible to the naked eye. Just gonna slide into the top players here. First, we got Tyler Prezzuzo, first 8 points in his 3 games, one of the depth forwards on that Vancouver Giants team, one of the guys who's definitely stepped it up as of late. And then second, we got goaltender of the Red Deer Rebels, Ethan Anders. 76 saves on 78 shots this week, including a 41 save shutout over the Hitmen in a great revenge matchup. And then of the Everett Silvertips, Jake Christensen, 5 goals, 8 points, 19 shots in 3 games, and may I remind you, he's a defenseman. He is a defenseman. I understand he's an overager, but man, I think he's got 17 goals now. And then the top teams. If you've been paying attention, it should be pretty easy to follow through with this. Victoria, Vancouver, Regina, Lethbridge, and Spokane. It's funny seeing some of these top teams start to slip a little bit, and then some of these underdogs coming up out of nowhere, these third place teams in their divisions, just completely grabbing the league with an iron fist and just taking it to town. The upcoming weeks really should have a lot in store for us. Anyways, hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys next week. See ya.